Hey everybody, this is the first video I've ever done for this channel or otherwise. I've got a Super Nintendo that I got at a garage sale. It was said to be working, so we're gonna assume that it is until we get done cleaning it, and we'll test it out. It's gonna be a three-part video. Part one is gonna be the disassembly, and then we'll do the cleaning and then the reassembly. All I have is somewhere to put my different screws, a gaming bit screwdriver. I bought this in a 2-pack on Amazon for like $6 or $7. It's got this size for the Super Nintendo, and then it's got a smaller size that also came with it for the cartridges for the NES and Super Nintendo cartridges. So it's a must-have. And then I've just got some various sizes screwdrivers, some needle nose if we've got any hard to reach places to dig stuff out, and then coffee. So let's go ahead and tear into this thing. But you can see it's very, very yellowed, other than the center here. All this stuff was assembled, and well, it was assembled in one place, but all the pieces were manufactured in different places with different grades, or not grades of plastic, but different batches of plastic. Some of it yellowed, some of it didn't. This top and bottom yellowed terribly. We'll get that all taken care of though. So let's go ahead and dive into it. We have 6 screws. We'll take those out. I decided to make a video here because I've started fiddling with restoring and repairing NESs and Super NESs, and I had to watch a lot of videos from different places on how to do things and the best way to do stuff and how to fix stuff. So I'm trying to make a comprehensive way. I started taking videos when I first started doing them just so I would remember how to put it back together, which I highly recommend you do. Sometimes you get to the end point and you're like, wait a second, this doesn't seem right. One good thing about the original NESs was the entire thing is, all the screws are the same. It's got 2 different screws for the that hold the pin connector, where the game sits. It's got 2 longer screws that go in there, but other than that, they're all the same. This one doesn't want to give it up. There it goes. All right. Of course, my dogs decide to start chasing squirrels. This top shell comes right off. There's the bottom. This thing, it's not too dirty. Realistically, there's not a whole lot of junk in here, so this shouldn't be too bad of a cleanup at all, but we're still gonna take it apart and do it. Here, this is also different than the last one I did. I've got another one. Some of them have a spring that goes in here. Okay, so that's new. Let's go ahead and take this apart. I may have to come back and watch this video when I put this one back together, because it is different from the other ones that I've done. Different models sometimes have a different configuration of parts and a quote-unquote upgrade that they do. Engineers involved. So we'll kind of learn this one together. All these screws right here seem to be, that one's different. These are all the same little brass screws. I'm not even sure what purpose that serves. It's connected to the power button. Unless it's just more to hold the game in place. This has a little plastic washer that goes on there. Okay, so this just sits down right on top of there. I have to remember that. And they gave us one more screw here. You also have a small spring that connects on your reset button that you will have to take off. Go. And they just hook around the ends on here. They have a hook that the end of the spring goes around. All right, and we can take this off and we'll be able to clean out all the gunk and stuff in there. This thing, as far as other than the yellowing, it's really not in bad shape at all. You got little clips right here. This is for your flap on the top. And once the assembly comes off, this thing right here will move around and you can just this top piece comes off. And it will release the rest of your door, and you can see the way it fits in there. You've got a long piece on this spring that goes up inside there whenever you put it back together. And we'll go ahead and take that spring off as well for the time being. These little, these are your power and reset buttons. They've just got little tabs right here that you push in and push down. For them to release out of there. squeeze all 4 of them at the same time and push down. They'll snap right off. Yeah, this thing's not in bad shape at all. Let's go ahead and get this part done. Your eject panel, you just turn this rod up right here and lift out. This rod slides out. There is a spring right here. And this one, they are the same length on the top and bottom, so it doesn't matter. One of the other ones I did, one was considerably longer. There's also a less heavy duty spring. And there's a little insert hole in the bottom of this, and then a little tab right here that this spring sets in whenever you put it back together. All right, now we're down to our board. Our ports for the controllers are here, and they simply, it's a strip that simply unplugs from the bottom piece right there, and that's really all there is to that. And then we'll take the board cover off, our shielding. We'll have to take our power switch off first. And all these screws are the same as the other ones we've taken out. They're all just these little brass screws, so it helps when there's not a whole lot of variation. I also just bought a 64 that I'm gonna do the same thing to, and I've never torn into one of those before, so it should be a learning experience. Those are out. Nope, one more. Well, these are all connected. This one is, it's crazy how different the models are. It's interesting. Now these right here on the sides of the pin connector, these are different, these are longer. Make sure everything gets put back where it goes. Alright, now this one is free. And it's got a little tabs that slide down next to your pin connector. And we also have 2 longer screws in the back here. And these, if you don't have magnetic screwdrivers like I don't, this one needle nose. They do come in handy. These are the same as the ones that came out of the side of the pin connector, so you can just throw all those in there together. He doesn't want to let go, so we'll let him not let go for a minute. 2 more brass screws here and here. plugs into there. This is new also. This is different than the models I've done before. I didn't look on the bottom of this thing yet, but I'm assuming it is a regular model. I am by no means an expert. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to be that. I'm a tinkerer that's trying to share some stuff I've learned and learn some other stuff that I don't know. There we go. That one finally decided to come loose. All right, so now we've got our board, which looks about as clean as they can get. Okay, this right here, see that big capacitor, the big blue one? I don't think that US Super Nintendos were supposed to have those in there, so this may be a European or something, I'm not really sure. Anyways. And then you just have your other shielding that sits in the bottom here. And we're ready to move on to video number 2, which is the cleaning of all these little parts. And then we'll get it put back together and see if it works. Like and subscribe if this was helpful. Comment, let me know anything I can do better, anything you liked. It was fun. See you soon.